All right, welcome. Certainly hope everything's coming through. We're live, 30 frames, full ray tracing podcast. Was going to do this last night, but glad I waited. And some news came out today that I was excited about. And I was at work when it broke, so I couldn't get it to you at that point. And I think this is I think it's really great what happened. What was announced today for Bethesda Games and Starfield. I'm really happy about that. I can't stress that enough. We'll talk about that. Also, we're going to talk about, you know me. I got to talk about HouseMarque busting the cheeks of these fanboys who came out speculating, and instead of just waiting on the news, and you had a guy like MBG, who I do like, I do watch his podcast, literally come out saying that it wasn't his fault. It wasn't the people's fault that they speculated like they did. I think that's bullshit, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll talk about that a little bit as well. Also, the Xbox Showcase, which, again, I want to make this clear. If you don't like the games already that Xbox has, that's just not a big deal to you. I understand that. I, however, as somebody who just plays games, will be interested to see what they show. Because I'm going to be playing the Indiana Jones game. I grew up watching Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones, so you bet your ass I'm going to play that game. The Starfield update at 60 frames per second. I was already 14, 15 hours into Starfield, give or take. Again, I don't have my Xbox anymore. It's gone. So that will be something when I get the PC up and running. I'll just jump onto that. I'm glad that it has happened, however. But we'll go ahead and start with some sales, something I haven't done in a long time. So I want to go ahead and get this on the screen for you guys, because there's always talk about, XYZ game is not doing well. And let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Let me see if I do it like that. I may not be able to pull it up. See, let me try it again. And here we go. So if you can see that, these are the sales for March in the United States of America. So if you're joining us from around the world, this is what our sales chart looks like. And as you can see, Helldivers 2 has been knocked off a whole one bar down to number 2 by a multi-plat game. Again, I expect, and what people will say is that, well, they're both multi-plat games. Okay, fair enough. But Dragon's Dogma made a nice push because a lot of people went and bought that game, whether they traded a game in. Like a friend of mine, he traded 2 games in and he bought that game. And he's enjoying it. He flat said, Craig, this is a good game. You need to go ahead and get it. I said, man, I don't know, 30 frames. And so he said, yeah, you don't feel it, all that stuff. I'm like, all right, I'm going to go over to his house Thursday night, and he's grilling out, knock a few beers back, and that's what we're going to do. And then I'm going to play that for, 30 minutes to see how I like it, 30, 45 minutes. You also have MLB The Show. You still have Call of Duty, and that game came out in November. It's still in the top 5. Rise of Ronin, okay? Remember they said Rise of Ronin tanked in sales. Just more lies. I mean, just the unbelievable amount of lies these cats tell. Because numbers don't lie. Instead of them just saying the truth, which is, I don't like the fact that Sony has games only on their platform, exclusive, which is that's the issue. That's the problem. But they don't have the balls to say that. So again, Final Fantasy VII, remember, that's supposed to be tanking. It's not doing, this is not good. This is terrible. Oh, this is terrible. You can clearly see the number. Top 10. Top 10. All right. Madden and Football Club, huge EA game. This is why people mock EA, but they always have some of the top games sold in the world. And if you don't know, and I put this on Twitter, if you play Madden and you have Madden 24, and this will work with 23 as well, the NFL draft that just happened last Friday night, or Thursday night, Friday, and Saturday, the NFL draft is the complete 7 rounds is now available. Now, so you can use. So I played it. I'm playing as the Bengals right now. I have all their draft picks, all of them from the 1st round to the 7th round. Now, here's what I don't like about Madden. I've said this before. You used to be able to make your own schedule up in Madden, and they took that away. Like EA took that away, and so EA needs to bring that back. But they also, if you watch the NFL draft, they also soft confirmed the college football game was coming back. So that's a good thing. Now, they didn't show any commercials, which a lot of people thought we would see, but the college football game is coming back. I think it's going to be in June. So I think I think the showcase that Xbox does in June, that's going to be one of the games they show. So, because I think they have marketing, which is fine, okay? You also have Forbidden West, Horizon 2 Forbidden West. It went from 107 to 14. Now, this is more than likely because of the PC launch. But the people who say, I don't know, I mean, I got to do my fanboy voice. You know, I don't understand why Sony is putting games on PC. Well, you can see the numbers. The numbers don't lie. I mean, somebody can correct me if it's not the PC release, I'll stand corrected. But you're seeing a jump like that, and that's sales. That's not people downloading the game. That is people who have bought the game. That's a tremendous jump. That's close to 100%. You got another multi-plat game in Tekken 8. You got Rainbow Six. This phenomenal game, staying where it's staying. Spider-Man 2, another Sony exclusive game. It was 13. I'm sorry, it was 9. Was it 9? I'm looking at it right. All right, it's 19. I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Forbidden West, was it 14? And then now it's hold on. Last month ranked. Yeah, so it's moved up. Spider-Man is, it is what it is. It's now 13. So that's the remaster. Somebody's saying, okay, fair enough. If I'm reading this correctly, is it now 107? So it was 14 and now it's 107, or was it 107 and now it's 14? I want to make sure I'm reading it right. So, Final Fantasy 7 was number 2. Now it's number 7. Yeah. I think that's what it's saying. Is it saying that Final Fantasy was number 2 last month? Yeah, now it's number 7 in this poll. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 7. So Forbidden West was 107, now it's 14. All right, I think I'm reading that right. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. But this just shows you the sales. And again, this is not European sales. This isn't sales in Japan. My understanding are the Asian Pacific coast, or the Asian Pacific region, I should say. This is just the U.S. sales. So I wanted everybody to see what we're buying as far as the games. And you can clearly see these games are doing fine. And these games are exclusive. Horizon's exclusive. Spider-Man's exclusive. Rise of Ronin right now is exclusive. Final Fantasy VII, my understanding, is exclusive right now. Now MLB and Helldivers 2. So your top three are multiplats, meaning that they're on PC and console. And that's expected. That is expected. But to me, Madden being in the top, Madden 24, okay? It came out when? In August of last year, give or take. This craziness. So, was 107, now 14. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Corey, man, I thought that was right. But again, I was reading it right. Okay. You might think Sony's making money on selling it. Again, they're trying to sell as many, and they're going to see this, and they probably saw this already, so they know what's going on. So I hope you all don't get caught up in the minutia. Shout out to Rocket Raccoon. Don't get caught up in the minutia of what's being said online by a minority of people. And this chart comes from Porter Rock, the king of common sense, Mr. 60 Frames No Lag himself. He actually pulled this out. Pause. He actually put this up. He did it. Zuby Tech did it. Multiple people did. I want to give credit where credit is due. So look at Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy still up there. So again, do not get caught up in what's sold, because the numbers don't lie. So I certainly hope you don't get caught. You guys don't get caught up in the fanboy back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So I hope you don't. That's all I can add. That's all I'm saying. I hope you do not get caught up in it. So, but moving along, we'll move to the next story. Well, first things first. What y'all think of those sales? Anybody have anything to add? Shout out to JP Loco from the Land Down Under. He said, folks claiming Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a flop. Sure, it's selling at a slower pace, yet still on track to 3 million copies. Again, Final Fantasy VII, the remake, was on PS4 and PS5. That's the truth. It's on PS4 and PS5. And so I expect a game that is cross-platform to do better than a game that's on one platform. That's just me. I only speak for myself. I don't speak for you guys, all right? But to me, that makes sense. I'm not going to argue with people at this point. So if you have more, if I sell ice cream and I have 10 stores, I'd put ice cream in, and then all of a sudden I only go down to 2 stores, then maybe I'll probably sell more in 10 stores than I would in 2 stores. But that's just me. That's the way I think. If somebody thinks differently, that's perfectly fine. The sun will be up tomorrow, so it will be. So it is what it is. So, and also, they're saying the game flopped. It did not flop. So I don't know what else to say. So, and again, it went from, it's still in the top 10. It is still a top 10 game. So, and that is for the month of March. Now, April, we won't get, I need to flip my calendar. We'll get April stuff in about a month. We'll know. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake was on one platform all the time, ported to PS5 a year later. Okay, there you go. And how many PS4s were, but it was, no, I mean, you could still play it on your PS5, couldn't you? I mean, hell, I can't remember now. But I played that on, I thought I played Final Fantasy VII on, maybe I didn't play. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. It is what it is. So, all right, Miami's going to lose this game. Boston's coming out with a can of whoop ass on them. So, what about that comeback for Philadelphia? What about that comeback last night? Apparently that was some comeback. I didn't watch it. Forgot it was on. I was playing Stellar Blade, right? So, if you follow me on PlayStation, you all saw it. I was playing Stellar Blade. Mooch was playing Stellar Blade. It's like it seemed like everybody in that little line, your friends was playing Stellar Blade or Rise of Ronin. But again, Rise of Ronin's in the top 5, so that's good. That's good. You were told Hi-Fi Rush was a top seller. Well, again, did Hi-Fi Rush come out in March? Did it come out in March or April for PlayStation? I thought it came out in April, but I could be wrong. Final Fantasy VII Remake sold 3.1 million copies in the first 3 weeks. Yeah. Well, I mean, weren't there more there's more PlayStations. There's more PlayStations around, than PS4s around than PS5s. And we had a pandemic, and that was one of the top games that came out. I was like, I'm shocked it sold that well during the pandemic. That's just me, okay? Just call me crazy. Call me nuts, but that's me. So, but moving on, still surprised by, look at Horizon, look at Spider-Man. Again, my point is that they're in the top 20. Spider-Man won't probably be in the top 20, but when did Spider-Man come out? When did Forbidden West come out? Okay. When did Helldivers come out? So, I mean, again, the fact that they have this kind of staying power is a testament to Sony and the fan base that Sony has. A strong fan base. You guys obviously buy the games. You appreciate the games. So, in WWE, Take-Two, that's Rockstar Games, I believe. That's a good thing. I mean, all this stuff is good. I'm excited for the sales. I hope that they sell well. They sell well. So, yeah, the COVID time is difficult. It was crazy. So, Corey Max said Final Fantasy VII Remake came out the same year as PS5. It released on PS4 with a market of 117 million. Yeah, I knew it was over 110. Yeah, crazy. Crazy. I mean, Of course, and people have been waiting for for that Final Fantasy VII game since it was announced, back in 2015 or 16 when E3 was still going on. So it is. Yeah, Spider-Man was last year, Forbidden West 2022. So think about that. This Forbidden West is 2 years old this month. And this is May 1st. Shout out to May 1st. Derby Day, Kentucky, Saturday. May 1st, we're 2 years into that game being out, and it's still in the top 15. That is a testament to the game. I've said this multiple times. Okay, you guys, the PlayStation community buys this game. There's no, I mean, what else can you say? PlayStation community buys this game. So, congrats. So, head office through in February. So, February, March, April. So, 90 days after launch, Helldivers is still in the top 5. Again, fantastic. Fantastic. So, congrats to them. Now, let's take that story down. And let me go to the next story. And now you know the rest of the story. Certainly hope that the stream is doing well. Seems to be healthy. Trying to gain a little more confidence in it. I want to talk about the Xbox news, the Starfield news, which I'm excited about it. So let me indulge. And let me indulge and let's congratulate Bethesda with the success of the Fallout show. I don't know. I'll put a 1 in the chat if you were watching or you have watched the Fallout show. And did you like it? Put a 1 in the chat if you've watched it or watching it, and then put a 2 in the chat if you enjoyed it. So, but I want to give credit where credit is due, and I was just talking about this about an hour and a half ago with a friend of mine at work because we both had to stay over. And I'm gonna give you my opinion. You're more than welcome to disagree with it. Okay, it's okay. Makes the world go round. It's fine. The sun will be out tomorrow. Bethesda's purchase by Microsoft was equal to, hear me out, Bethesda purchase was equal to what Sony did with Insomniac. All right? Now, that's my opinion. Feel free to disagree. It's okay. Nobody's going to bite your head off. I'll say it again. The Bethesda purchase was comparable, if not as good, as the Insomniac purchase, because both of those studios make games, and they make good games. And we can argue. I take that back. I believe, I shouldn't have said that. My bad. Scratch that. I believe both those studios make good games. All right? I enjoyed it. You know, I'm sounding like a broken record here. I enjoyed playing Skyrim. I enjoyed the Fallout games. I enjoyed, Skyrim. I enjoyed Oblivion. Probably between Fallout 3, 4, and those other two games, and Doom back in the day on PC, or on, not a PC, was it PS2? I think it was on. I can't remember what I had. Maybe PS1. I think it was PS1. I had probably spent over 1,200 hours in those games. So I can speak for myself. I think Bethesda is on a hell of a run, and I give credit where credit is due. And the fact that they had the Fallout show, again, Fallout, the TV show, is the most watched show in history on Amazon Prime. Now, this is the same company who paid Chris Pratt like $26 million to make the Terminal List exclusive and to make something called the Tomorrow War, which was trash, but that's just my opinion. But again, that's the kind of money they got. Those two shows, while enjoyable, the one was trash, but it was okay to watch for the first 40 minutes, right? First 40 minutes was actually pretty good. I give credit where credit is due. Bethesda is on a roll. And something that I have been asking for that would help Starfield, mainly it needed a performance mode, because, and what did I say? I justified what I said by telling the truth. No Man's Sky is a bigger game. It has a performance mode. Star Citizen is the same game in essence. It's got a 60 FPS mode. The PC version of Starfield already has these modes. And Elite Dangerous has the same thing. It's got Elite Dangerous is 60 frames per second at 4K. Now, I want to make this clear. These modes, I don't know about the 40 FPS mode, but the 60 mode is going to take a hit in resolution, which is fine because of what we have sat here and said. We will take a hit in resolution. Just give us a 60 frames. Give us a choice. Give us that choice. And we didn't have a choice. Now we do. This is a good thing for the people who have played this game, who just walked away from it because it wasn't 60 frames per second. And if you have a Series X, you did. I get to say it. Oh, I get to say it. You ready? Are you ready? You felt some kind of way. There, I said it. Because the PC gamers were playing this game at 60 and higher, and you didn't have that option. Now, if you got the right equipment, the right monitor, the right TV set, you can now enjoy this as well. And this is a game that pretty much was, like I said, was terminally restless. Now maybe people climb back in and start playing this game. Now, I've had other people say, well, this 40 and 60 mode confirms a PlayStation 5 launch. This has nothing to do with PlayStation. All of PlayStation's first-party games are 60 frames per second. They may not be. Some are 4K checkerboarded. Some are 1440p. Some are 1080p dynamically upscaled to 1440p. Some are 1440p dynamically upscaled to 2160p. That's fine. The main thing is that Bethesda is a first-party studio, and they absolutely have to give us 60 frames per second because they are a first-party studio. No excuses. Sony did it. That's all I can really say about it at this point. Sony has delivered on what they said they were going to deliver on. That's just reality. That's the reality that we're in. Microsoft had not. After saying that 60 was the standard, they said that. So this is a good thing. And I get it. If you already thought the game was trash at 30, you're going to think it's trash at 60. So this isn't for you. Not everybody's got to like everything out there. But if you're going to claim game of the generation, if you're going to claim, this is the game that created, it's going to turn Xbox around, and you come out and say it's 30 frames per second, that was the equivalent of that girl you thought had big boobs and she had on a water bra. And trust me, that's happened to me more than once. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, and you're never going to fool me again. So, and I still did what a man has to do, but I copped an attitude because, damn it, this girl lied about her appearance, and I just didn't know. So, and that's what Starfield did. Starfield's and I played it on the Series X. I had no problem with what the game looked like, okay? My issue was, how come I can't drive around? Again, I understand this means I have to get a different kind of ship. You give me that little ship we start out with, and that's not a big ship, but I want a ship where I can get a little dune buggy and drive around the friggin' planet, for crying out loud. Why I don't have to fight every hostile thing on the planet. Now, I am excited for this mode. They also changed the you can make the space combat harder because the space combat, at least for me, on that game is easy. It's easy. It's just like Elite Dangerous. The ship does the exact same friggin' thing, which means that when Frontier Games made Elite Dangerous, that means they made Elite Dangerous correct. That means they got it right. That's all that means. Hey, they got this right with Elite Dangerous, so we're just going to take what they did and do the same thing. No Man's Sky. People were saying that this game's a direct come down from No Man's Sky. Well, damn it, No Man's Sky, it means they got it correct. Nathan Drake And Uncharted is a direct come down from Indiana Jones. What that means is that when Spielberg got talked into directing this movie by his best friend George Lucas, it means they made it right. I mean, I don't know why people can't just give a salute and move on. Nathan Drake is a baby Indiana Jones, and if you don't understand that, go back and watch Raiders of the Lost Ark and then say, oh, you know what? This movie came out in 1980, 1981. Why don't you go watch that and then make your damn comment to me personally? Because that's who Nathan Drake is. He is Indiana Jones. And I'm not saying that to bastardize the character. It's the same character, however. The shooting, the fighting, just like Indiana Jones. Now, who got Indiana Jones wrong? Who got that wrong? Tom Selleck. Because if you don't know, Tom Selleck was originally going to be Indiana Jones. He went on to play Magnum P.I. in Hawaii. Okay, so again, Magnum P.I. was filmed in Hawaii for 16 weeks, okay, or 13 weeks, whatever it was. And Tom was riding around, literally was like, you need to turn that movie down. We're going to go film in Hawaii, and you're going to get a brand new Ferrari, red Ferrari Dino. That's what it was, a Ferrari Dino. And he took the television role. Said it was the biggest mistake of his career. And Harrison Ford went on to, play Indiana Jones. Again, that's the truth of that. That's just reality. Lucian Sky in the house, member, I love it. Says it's crazy because 75-80% of the Xbox owners still have that. Yeah, that's fine. But again, and this is what, shout out to Lono, where Reforged Gaming was saying a few months ago. He was specifically saying that the people who bought the X he said they feel like they got the shaft. They got led astray, run amok. I mean, how you want to put it? Now they have a 60 FPS mode, which is a good thing. Microsoft is you're able to go buy the latest hardware, TV set, a monitor, and take full advantage of it, which is what people wanted. It took Microsoft 4 years to get this right, or 3.5 years. So again, but they got it right. And I'm just like, like I said about the movies, the TV shows, it's, No Man's Sky, they got it right. Why can't we just say, hey, No Man's Sky got it right. Starfield, they copied a lot of the processes. And they did, and I know that because I played both No Man's Sky and Starfield. So I can tell you the truth. There's no reason for me to lie. They have a lot of the same processes. Again, I don't mind those processes. What I did mind, 30 FPS. What I did mind, no buggy to drive around. Okay, you mean to tell me No Man's Sky has vehicles that game came out in 2014? They got vehicles and you don't? It's crazy. It is crazy. So I'm glad they're doing it. Now, does this mean a PS5 port? Well, we have to wait and see. But one of the things PlayStation has done is they have pretty much mandated 60 frames per second, on most of these games. So, and most of them, these first party have a 60 FPS. Well, that's why people were talking about this when I was at work. I was like, man, look, this has something to do with PlayStation because they already delivered this. PlayStation's done this. Yeah, No Man's Sky looks good too. Yeah, it just simply means that they got it right, and I don't know why people just can't celebrate it. When No Man's Sky came out, what was the big deal? Remember when you leave the planet and you go up in space and it was no load screen, and I just remember everybody clapping at that E3. They're like, "Wow, no load screen! Wow!" So it is what it is. What's up, J-Roll? Sony becoming more like Microsoft. One could make the argument about, well, I mean, again, Microsoft said that they were going to standard 60, and you got to do that with your first party games. You can't mandate it on third party games. I agree 100% with what people are saying. You cannot mandate it on third party, or you have a little more flexibility with second party. JP Logan said he plans on watching the Fallout show soon. Yeah, it's good. It starts slow. So it's a slow roast. It ain't like cooking a hot dog. You know, you put a hot dog on the grill, you leave it there for 10 seconds, it's ready to go. It's ready to go. Whereas that, you know, you cook a steak, you got to turn that steak multiple times. You got to let it simmer. That's what Fallout is. Again, first 3 episodes was like, oh, come on. But that 4th episode, you're going to see it pick up tremendously. It'll pick up tremendously. So, you know, building on the hype of the TV shows by enhancing games with the show. Yeah, I mean, didn't Sony just do this with The Last of Us? And now Bethesda's done it again. Let's just give Sony credit. It's not hard. Tip your hat to Sony because they co-marketed the TV show The Last of Us with the game. Did they not? They absolutely did. Bethesda did the same thing with that 4K update. And I played that game, and I got copyright because I was playing music. I forgot all about that. So, but I'm just saying that that's what we got to do. I mean, it's for me personally. I'm sorry. That's what I've done. Is just I am willing to just give a shout out and a tip of the hat and a pat on the backside when something is done correctly. I'll just tip my hat and move on. You know, that's what I'm doing on my podcast going forward. I mean, the console war is over. You got people still saying this versus this. That's, again, they cannot do their podcast if you all don't give them money. That's why they're doing it. They know it gets some clicks. And also, you need to remember, Sony is not on nobody else's timeline but Sony. You know, I got people saying that, oh, there's going to be a showcase in May. No, there's not. Wonder if Fallout show gets a Blu-ray release. I think it's already in 1080p or 4K. I think, doesn't Amazon show shows in 4K? I mean, it's a good show. There's some parts on it you're going to be like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But it's Fallout, right? It's Fallout. So Paul Games said he enjoyed the Fallout show, character development, and interesting. Yeah, for me, it picked up in the 4th show, the character development. That really picked up in the 4th show. Now, that's my opinion. Some people liked it from the jump. But that 4th show through the 8th show, fantastic. I thought it was really good writing. And you're talking to somebody, I'm saying that as somebody who's tried to write stuff and failed, right? I failed trying to write some stuff, but at least I tried. I'd rather try and fail than not try and never know. Shout out to Michael Jordan. Hey, look, everybody wants, you need to be willing to take that last shot, even though you're going to miss it more than you make it. The mindset is you have to want to take that shot. That came from Michael Jordan. That's a paraphrase of what Michael Jordan said. And I think you guys call that the Mamba mentality. But that's what they're talking about. You got to be willing to try. Okay, you fail, but at least you try. So, so that's the truth, right? So you got people telling you that there's going to be a showcase, and right now Sony has not said any damn thing about a PS5 showcase. So ask yourself why these men and women are speculating on what's happening. Why are they speculating? It's because it gives them clicks. So Corey Massey said he loved that Sony refuses to speak to PlayStation fanboys on Twitter. If anything, this generation is proving is that Sony isn't interested in winning. No, I agree, and that's what they should do. I'm not in charge over there, but I'd be like, hey, look, if you want to follow us on social media, Sony Corp has a press release every day. If something major happens at Sony, all you have to do is follow the press releases that they release. MJ's the GOAT, absolutely. But he's the GOAT because of his mentality. Like, hey, look, we need, you got to be willing to take the shot. Even though you're going to miss it more times. Like he said, he's missed more game-winning shots than he has made. But you have to be willing to make the shot. You have to be willing to take the shot, I should say. And you're going to miss it most of the time. So Xbox going day and date with PlayStation soon. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But I like that about Sony as well. What I also like is that how Sony is on their own timeline and they don't care what these fanboys are wanting. I love the fanboys though. With Sony, we need to see this. Sony, you got to bring this. Sony, we need to see. No, like I said, no, Negro. You want to see it. And instead of you grabbing your nuts and standing on principle, you don't want to do that. You want to say, well, if we don't get this showcase, it's Sony's fault. No, it's not. Sony's on their own timeline. Sony's on their own timeline. Okay? That's just the truth. Let's just enjoy what we have. But I understand. I don't sit here and make content. I don't sit here and make content to get clicks. Do I have the 4070? No, I mean I'll have a dono war. Capono, you saying that I should start a dono war? I still got my 3060. There it is. Are you saying I should get the 4070? That's the 3060. I don't know if you all can see it. I can barely see it in my dark. Oh, there it is. So I got my 3060 still. GDDR6. So if you want me to have a dono war, let me know. We'll do a dono war or something like that for the 4070. That is giving me an excuse for me to get the dono war going, is what you're trying to do, aren't you? Sony don't speak to nobody. They do. Yeah, they just do what they're supposed to. Yeah, there you go. I love that, Corey. They have press releases every day. You just love that they won't address the play. Yeah, and I wouldn't either. Just like, I talked about it very briefly that Sony had put in a bid for Paramount. Now, Paramount, apparently, allegedly, the shareholders want to sell to Sony so bad that they've sacked like a key person. I don't know who it was. I don't know. I forgot who it was, but I saw it yesterday. I'm like, oh, they do want this. So that means that your shareholders want Sony to buy it. So we have to wait and see what happens. So, but what does that mean for Sony? Well, it means they're going to have a lot more content. And now, because remember, they don't have a streaming service. So the Paramount streaming service would become a Sony streaming service. Again, still have the same Paramount shows. It's just Sony would have them. And you got to remember, Star Trek, I forgot the name of it, with that hot captain. Can't think of the name of that show. What's the name of that Star Trek show? Damn it. I can't remember the name of the show. But, it's right on the tip of my tongue. Somebody tell me what it is. Seriously. Oh, come on. But that show was going off the air. So, one of the dudes dropped out. Well, I think somebody got sacked. So, meaning they got rid of him. The Sony is the honey badger of video games. Sony they don't care. I mean, which is good for the consumer, because as a consumer, I don't want a bunch of people online flapping their gums. I want them to put out a product that I can make a consumer decision. One bidder backed out. Okay, didn't know that. Again, I just saw the story about 30 hours ago. They could turn everything on Paramount into a game, such as what? Well, the only thing they had, they already had the Star Trek game. There's already a Star Trek game. So what else could they do? Seriously. It means that they would take over the Halo show. And remember, Sony wants to do a Halo movie. Because everybody's looking for the next big franchise. So, and Halo, the TV show, has built up a nice following. It's a nice little following. So you do understand that a big screen adaptation is coming. And of course, if you're Sony, you want to be in the driver's seat of that. You're about to shut down the whole Bad Boys thing because Will Smith lost his goddamn mind. So, and there's another Bad Boys movie coming out, but it's the last one. They also, I don't know if Sony makes, that other Will Smith movie when he was like a survivor in a zombie apocalypse. They're making a sequel to that with Michael B. Jordan. And a lot of people think Will Smith's character will die and then Michael B. Jordan will kind of move on. What is the name of that Star Trek TV show that I'm thinking about? I want to. I can't remember. I got to look it up now. Y'all supposed to know this. And let's see here. Star Trek Discovery. Star Trek Discovery. I knew it was something. So they would have Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So, but remember, Discovery is about to go off the air. This is the last one. Said wait till the 5000 series comes out, then the 47 will be cheaper. Well, I'm not going to get rid of my 3060. I mean, is there a huge difference? Is there that big of a difference? Deep Space Nine is trash. Well, actually, that was a long-running show, but I never could get into it. I could never get into Deep Space Nine. But that show was extremely successful. It was on, 9 years? Something like that. The Horizon movie. Yeah, they're doing a Horizon movie. That's going to be a big budget movie. That's a big budget movie. Talking about the Horizon movie. That's going to be a $150 to $200 million movie. So, yeah, Discovery, yeah. Got that hot. I said the hot captain. I wasn't talking about the man from from Strange, which I do like Strange New Worlds, but I could not get into Discovery. But Discovery is happening before Strange New Worlds. So, and I just like Strange New Worlds, maybe because I'm used to those characters. So, because they have your horror and all of them on there. So, it is what it is. So, there's a pretty big difference in the 3060 and 4070. Okay. All right, well, I'll keep my eye on the 4070. Maybe I'll do a Dono War. So, you all want me to do one for the 5090? I ain't going to be able to afford that. I'll do a 4070 Dono War, okay? And we'll aim to get it before my birthday in August. So that's April, May, June, July, August. Okay, so this is May already. So we got 4 months. Let's see how much a 4070 costs. Let me see here. And let me look it up here. Because I want to get a PlayStation VR, and you all are saying do a Dono War. So 40. Hold on, the 47. Hold on, damn it, 400. What the hell? You see, this is only 8 gigs though. I think this is only 8. Oh no, this is 12. Don't I need 16? Is 12 good enough? I mean, shit, I'll go buy this in a couple weeks. But we did do a Dono War. So I could buy it 628, and look, it's got the power, the hero, and me. So you all let me know. 4070. What about the 4070 Super? Look at this. Oh, look at that. Hey! I think we found it, people. I think we done found it. So I'll do the first 400 of it. So we need to do a Dono War for 200. So that's our aim. Should I do the 4070 or 4060? Which one do you think I should do? The 4060 is only 8 gigabytes. Maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. So you're saying I should get the 4070? All righty. Well, it's $600. Time for the Dono War. You all started it, so 4070, $200. Here we go. So 12 is generally better than the 8. I know this has more than 8. I have a 12. I already have 12. Is right there. I don't know if you all can. Well, you can't see it now. Let me put it back on the screen. Like a jabroni. There it is. See it? 12 gigabyte GDDR6. So, yeah, I got this. This is only $300. So, yeah, this is only $300. So, still there. And here's my motherboard. I showed this to you guys before. That's the motherboard. The 550 plus. So, we're good. We're good. But if you're saying I need to step up and get the 4070, yeah, y'all, everybody got to pitch in for that. Everybody's pitching in for the 4070. I got the 3060. y'all did help me get to 3060 as well, so I'm not going to deny that. I would be a jerk if I did. So, but said the 59 is going to cost me a kidney in 3 nights. Yeah, I can't do the 5,000 series. I mean, I'll do a 3,000. I'll do the 4,000. I'll get the 4070. So just let me know. We'll do a dono war. Maybe we'll do one on Friday afternoon or something like that. How about that? We'll start dono war for the 4070. So, do I still think there's a Horizon movie? Do I think there will be a Horizon Zero Dawn remaster? There is a Horizon movie. It's still in early pre-production. Remaster. I don't know. That's actually a pretty good idea. There's nothing on the books that says that it's going to be, but it's already a 4K 60 game on the PS5. So what else could they do? I mean, they're not going to add. I mean, what else would you like to see them do? They've adjusted the refresh rate. It looks cleaner now. I don't know if you played it. It runs at 60 frames per second, very smooth. So, what would you all like to see in a remaster? What would you like to see them add? I should say. I mean, to me, I just don't know what they can add. It's already a 4K game, so definitely not the 4060. The 40 is a scam. You are better off with your 3060 if you stay at the low range of current GPU hardware. Well, I mean, I can step it up and get the 4070. I can get the 4070 May 10th. I can get it May 10th. Give or take. I can get it May 10th. So, Paul Game said Discovery is dog shit. I mean, I haven't really watched it. So I think I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm like, all right, this is moving too slow for me, but I may go back and watch it. So let's see here. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had for you. The Xbox showcase is going to be a big showcase. Indiana Jones, I don't know, Hellblade 2 comes out this month, right? So I don't think they can show that. But Indiana Jones, I think Doom will be shown. I think that Clockwork Tower game will be shown. Fable will be. They got a lot of stuff to show. And I think that's a good thing. So, said the 4070 is a good card. You can get better than a PS5 with a 4070. Well, I mean, again, we're comparing AMD to. So in AMD, do I need like was it like a 6900? But again, that price ain't bad. $599 for a 4070. I'm gonna have to pull the trigger on that shit. So, I mean, like I said, we got that new LG for the channel. Happy about that. So, very happy about that. That's good news. So, yeah, I'm just kind of looking at that game. But yeah, my 3060 will do ray tracing. It'll do we'll do ray tracing. It'll do DLSS. So that's a good card. It's a scam. Yeah, I always thought, why did they only have 8 gigabytes? Nobody was gonna buy that. So, you thought I was talking about 7 of 9? Is she a captain? She's not a captain, is she? So, and that's a different time. 7 of 9. That's in the Picard era. So that's what, isn't that 140 years after the Kirk run? That's what I thought. I could be wrong. So, but yeah, so what do you all think about that? And let's get on to HouseMarque busting the cheeks of the ponies. Again, so if you all don't know, HouseMarque put an animated picture up of somebody, and it just said tomorrow, and it said Returnal or something like that. And these fanboys, they ran with that, saying that it was going to be a sequel or some DLC. I mean, which made sense, okay? That made perfect sense in a way, according to them. But it turned out it's just a graphic novel, a graphic comic book, and MBG tried to defend the people going crazy over it, saying it was Sony's fault and they should have tagged everybody in. And it sounded like, tag them for what? You all need to wait for the announcements. This is why I always say speculation is not good. Just don't do it. You don't speculate, you don't get your cheeks clapped. Okay, you just say, okay, well, you could say, yeah, HouseMarque is going to announce something tomorrow, and we'll be here to stand by to give you that news when we get it. And again, I don't have an issue with it being a comic. I still read comics, not as much as I used to. But so is this a comic book that if you played Returnal, because I don't know why she's returning. So, and I know if you play the game, you unlock the secret on what's happening. But I think I beat the first boss. But after that, I stopped playing it. So you don't blame people for speculation. You blame people for being mad. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's a pretty nice way to look at it. Like, hey, look, the speculation was okay, but now they mad because the speculation has you watching their podcast, leading you to clicks. That's what's happening here. The 4070 is where the PS5 Pro graphics capabilities will be, even slightly better with the RDNA 4 tech implemented. Well, that is speculation right there. It could be. We're talking about an AMD product, so can we drop the NVIDIA comparison? Because NVIDIA is a totally different company, and AMD has their own solution, and Sony, according to the leaked specs, I'm putting that in air quotes, leaked specs, has their own solution. You dig? So that's where I am with it. It's just okay, I'm all for talking about what's been leaked in a sense with the Pro, because the Pro, Sony never shut those rumors down, and Sony could have done that. So that's just reality. That's the reality. So it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. But yeah, I'm excited about the possibility of RDNA 4. I'm excited about that, about the way that could be. So, but what do you all think? What do you all want to see the PS5 Pro do? All right, I mean, I know what I'm excited for. That is for it to take something that's 1440p dynamically upscaled to 2160p. I would like to see that just be 2160p. Through the dynamic resolution that they're using. Horizon Zero Dawn remaster, you wouldn't mind them adding cut content, but it already has DLC. So, but fair enough. I mean, that's what we talked about. What's up, Lincoln? Mass Effect. Yeah. Still to this day, Mass Effect is still the premier sci-fi trilogy in gaming. To this day, it's been since 2012 when Mass Effect 3 came out. So they've been holding it down for, that's what you kids say, hold it down. They've been doing that for 12 years. Now, Exodus looks like it could be comparable. Exodus is starting to look pretty good. I don't know if you all seen that. Go online and look up Exodus. You did? Go ahead and look at it. Matter of fact, well, let me see if I can put it up here with no music so we don't get no copyrights. And put it up here for a few minutes. Let's see here. No, they do not have it on their thing. No, they talk about the Exodus, the book of Exodus. So, all right. But anyway, it's a video game. You all need to look it up. It's on GameSpot. I don't want to use their stuff, so because they may flag me. So, gotta stay in a good one. Think PSSR can be used in the same capacity as DLSS. Then they have the potential to do some great. Yeah, I mean, again, that's what I can only speak for myself. That's what I am looking for. Is that is how they're going to upscale their technology. So have to wait and see though. Have to wait and see. Yeah, I read that one. The 790, okay, the 7900 or 79 XT maybe more comparable to the 4070 because the 4000 series has frame gen. Yeah, I mean, again, that's, so I'll look at the 790 as well. But that's a brand new everything. I have to get a new, what's that thing called? The power unit to help keep it cool and all that kind of stuff. Pro GPU will be at least a level of AMD's, the 7800 XT that's custom to Sony spec. So it'll probably be something like that. I believe that. And it will probably get the performance of the 79 is what I'm expecting it to do. So, but it's going to have a lot of the upscaling, the AI, all that's going to be on there. And that AI, it will get better as you play because it'll clean everything up. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, but I think there's a Sony showcase this month? No. Do I think people are speculating to keep you all watching them? Yes. Okay, that's what I believe. That's just me though. But what do you say? Do you all think that these guys are just saying stuff? Okay, because I believe they are. But we'll have to wait and see. We got time. The Pro is coming, and we'll wait and see what we get. Sony's gonna have to show what it can do versus what the PS5 is already doing, and we'll just go from there. The Pro will fall into the same trap as the PS4 Pro, which is that Sony first party will go ham, but third party is where it will fall short. Well, you have to wait and see. Does he get Kojima? Did they get Kojima on board? 7 to 9, that Star Trek with Janaway. Yeah, and I never watched that. I heard that one was really good though. But I never watched that version of Star Trek. But I haven't heard anything bad about it. Okay, I want to make that clear. I never heard anything bad about it. So, but yeah, Deep Space Nine, I did hear good things about that as well. But again, I never really could watch that show. But I think it's because I had just turned like 21, I think, when Deep Space Nine came on, and it came on a night where I always wanted to go out and drink and party, even though it would be on it would be on when I was getting ready, and it would kind of be on in the background. I'd be ironing my clothes, and I'd be kind of looking at it like, man, this is stupid, but it is. But I love the fact that HouseSmart busted the cheeks of these fanboys, and I love how the fanboys are crying about it. That's what I like to see. You want everything in the game to be unexpected. Well, we'll have to wait and see what we get. I think it's okay. I think the GPU being able to be underclocked is going underreported, no pun intended. I think the CPU being 10 to 12% better, I think that's a big deal. I think that's a bigger deal than what people think when you're talking about custom solutions to issues. But let's wait and see what they got. And again, I'm more than happy to wait and see what they got. I'm going to buy it regardless. I'd rather have that than the PS6 now because, I want to play God of War Ragnarok with the, with the upscaling. I want to try that. I upgraded to 30 frames ray tracing. I did, Mike Johnson. I did. So, but all right, guys, I got to get off here. It's hard to believe I have to go to bed in like another hour. So, but I love talking to you guys. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that like button. And we'll maybe on Friday, because I'm off Friday. Oh, you thought I was talking about 7 to 9? No, I know who that is. I know who 7 to 9 is. She's hot. So she's always been that way, though. And was she like a captured? She was captured, but it was converted to being a Borg and wasn't completely being a Borg. And they took some of her implants. So, I mean, it was something like that. It was crazy. So, but HouseSmart didn't bust a fanboy. She's a fanboy. Yeah, it's fair enough. That's all right. I've said that before. That's fair enough. The main thing is that some cheeks got busted. That's what we're going for here. Main thing is thou cheeks got busted. So, and like I agree with you, Corey. I agree with the fact. I like what you said. The speculation wasn't terrible. What's terrible is the people being mad that the speculation didn't come true. That's why it's best to stay away from speculation. Again, I was asked about Horizon Zero Dawn Remaster, and it's speculation to talk about that. It is just pure speculation. I'm like, all right, well, here's what I would like to see if they did it. But what would you all like to see? because I thought that game was really good. I had no issue with that game. So, and Forbidden West, I'm stuck. I beat Forbidden West, and I'm playing Burning Shores, and that's a struggle. That is harder than it looked, than it made it look. So, yeah, the cheeks were definitely busted. Yeah, I agree. No argument for me. You know, got your cheeks busted. So, PS5 Pro, more immersive physics, immersive combat, immersive gunplay. PS5 Pro, you want more immersion. Okay, that usually happens with sound. I think one of the most things that's been underrepresented and under talked about this generation, especially with the PS5, the headsets, all of these headsets that they came out with. And I used to make fun of people who bought a bunch of headsets. Now I got 4. Hold on, I got 1 back there. I got 1 put up. I got 3 out here. So I have 5 headsets. 2 are dedicated to the PC. I have 2. I mean, but they're the same. They're the same ones, except one is white and one is black. But it's just my PC outputs at 5.1. So, and it is what it is. But yeah, cheeks got busted. That's what we're all about over here. So, but yeah, Sony's supposed to have a custom solution. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. But we'll have to wait and see. And again, if I wouldn't buy the Pro unless you're really a big fan of Sony's first party games and their partners, which is Square Enix is a partner, Kojima Productions is a partner, and oh, you guessed it, Rockstar Games is a partner. So that alone may move people to get the PS5 Pro, but we'll have to wait and see. But all right, guys, we're going off here. I can't believe the stream held up on an excellent connection. I appreciate everybody being here. And you guys, I said the Pulse Explorer earbuds have become. Oh, all right, yeah. See, I can't have earbuds because my ears are too my ears are too small. I have a small ear canal. So is what it is. All right, guys, I appreciate you. Thanks for coming by. Make sure you leave a like and a share.